Okay, this is Coach Dez here, talking about the aftermath of the Packers versus the Vikings. Well, I told you that the Packers were going to win by 7. So let's come look at how they won. Well, I know how they won, but they had 7 yards. They were strong rushing down to the left, but they had passing to the right, 14.8. And as you can see, there was no sacks, interceptions, or fumble at all. Vikings did not put any pressure on the Packers at all. They did nothing, just like I thought they would. So they improved over here, rushing left. So last year they only had average 4.46 yards per carry. Mind you, this is only week 1, game 1, okay? So these numbers will change as we go along. They look high now, but trust me, when you give up the amount of points that were scored in this game, neither of these teams have a defense. Because no team should score 43 points on you, and no team should score 34 points on you. So by saying that, I've already come to the conclusion neither of these teams have a defense. So they pretty much the same down the middle, 12.2 yards. They averaged 13.2. They improved here, 14.8 passing right. They were 10.75 yards average last year. They dropped here, but again, it's just one game. So let's not draw any conclusions from that one game. But the Vikings defense, I don't even know what to say. Here, they averaged only 4 yards per rushing on the right, middle, and left. That's all they would give up. As you can see now, is the right is 5 and the left is 7. 14.8 has they averaged 9.3 last year. They're at 14.8 now. This is about the same. 11.75 last year. This has improved. But again, you average 3 sacks per game, 1 interception, and 1 low of 1 fumble. You put no pressure on this quarterback at all. None. You let him do whatever he wanted to do to you. I don't get it. Yes, we didn't have a preseason. So you went into the game blindsided. But there was film last year. Do you think they changed their offense or defense? Did they go from a 4-3 defense to a 3-4? No. You have to think about things like that. You change with the quick of a dime. Let's look at what the Vikings offense did. Okay, so the Vikings offense still averaging 5 yards on the right. This number is a little high, 6.88. Last year you was at 2.81 yards per carry. This is still the same, 5.1 last year, 5.8 this year. Actually, all these numbers, this one is slightly down, but not by much, because it was 11.4 last year. It's 10.75. This was 11.5. It's 15. 16.2 passing left. You was at 11. But look at this. 2 sacks per game. That's what you averaged last year. Almost 2 sacks per game. 1 interception, but you didn't have any fumbles. So again, Your run game was there, but you didn't utilize the run game. I told you. They can't stop the run game. But you didn't do anything with it. Let's see. So at halftime, it was 22-10. Your chances of coming back was slim to none. You were already down. So Packers defense, let's see, they got worse in the run game. Just like I said, if you wanted to beat them, you should have beat them on the ground. 5, 6, and 5. They were averaging, giving up 4 yards per carry on the run game. You ran on them, but you didn't continue to run on them. You had to pass because you were playing from behind. And they got worse in the passing game. Except for down the middle. They averaged 13 yards per carry last year. They're down to 10. So these two sides here where you were passing like crazy to the corners, and the corners were giving up 16 and 15 yards per carry. But again, the Packers averaged 2 sacks per game. They got that. They averaged 1 interception per game. They got that. They didn't get the fumble, but that's okay. They did what they had to do. So I made some notes. Vikings, you're very strong on the left side. You need to continue to do that. And when I say left side, I mean the passing and the rushing. I don't know what's going on this down the middle. I'm not worried about that. Like I said, it's just one game. Don't hold your heads down because of one game. Get it together. But I can tell you, both these teams don't have defense. When you give up that many points, because the Packers gave up 24 points in the fourth quarter. But it was a little too late to try to come back. You gotta... Anyway, let me just move on. Oh, and I want to give you this special one because this was the bonus game. So I gave you one off of Terry's list. So I'm going to show you what I did on Terry's list. I got 4 out of 4 out of 6 correct on Terry's list. So I'm coming after you, Terry. So if I told you that the Packers was going to win by 7, and when you put that in, it gives you a margin of between 7 and 9. And that's how I won on that one. So now let me show you what came through. So everything that's highlighted actually came out. The Packers averaged 4.9 rushing right, 5. Vikings 5.32, 5.5, and so on and so forth. But everything else did not pan out. So hopefully that bonus game helped you out with your fantasy football. Those that had the 49ers, I hope it may not have been in the top 10. Maybe it helped you with your fantasy football players. We'll see. I'll try to keep up on more of this. But that being said, peace out.